Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones is not having a good year. He's coming off a string of courtroom losses, and now some of his lawyers are starting to turn on each other. I'm all here for it. So, here's some details. According to Will Sommer of the Daily Beast, Jones has been employing a rotating cast of attorneys that represent himself and InfoWars from the myriad of different lawsuits that the company and himself are facing over defaming Sandy Hook families. So now, those lawsuits have been very successful. He has not been successful at fighting against those things. And so now, lawyers are playing the blame game. So now, as the Daily Beast reports, InfoWars conspiracy theorist Alex Jones could soon be suing his own lawyers, as Jones and his company scramble to blame someone else for their legal failures and lawsuits over their lies about the Sandy Hook school shooting. You don't say. What, lies? Lies? Alex Jones lied? No, making things up and then getting in trouble for it and then blaming someone else? No, he would never do such a thing. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No. All right, so the report notes that a transcript of a February deposition indicates that InfoWars attorney Brittany Paz expressed dismay with how the court cases were turning out, and should the lawyers involved be sued. Now, here's what she said. I did have concerns on behalf of the company regarding the company's prior representation. Yes. Paz doesn't say in her deposition which of the former attorneys InfoWars might sue. However, as a possible indication, she did single out 3 of them, Mark Randazza, Brad Reeves, and Robert Barnes, for particular criticism. Now, Paz accused some of InfoWars lawyers, these lawyers particularly, of botching document discovery in these cases. Now, that's funny because what document discovery? They didn't hand over any documents. And what documentation could they possibly get from the victims? You defamed them. He literally went on his show for years and said, oh, these Sandy Hook families. No, it didn't actually happen. Oh, that's right. So what happened, it was a false flag. And it was actually, it was the government that were turning the frogs gay. And what the frogs did is they actually went in and played as crisis actors in these schools. Let me tell you, folks, it's the government. They're after us. They've got the gay frogs on their side, and also Satan. We have to do something about it. And you know how you can help. You can support InfoWars by buying Brain Force Ultra Plus. Support the InfoWars. Oh my God. All right, anyway. So now, that led to accusations of some of InfoWars lawyers, as I said, of them deliberately sabotaging the process. Wait. What lawyer would be dumb enough to intentionally sabotage their own side? Their own side. But they wouldn't. They're dumb. That would be so incredibly stupid and damaging for your own career. Why? But of course, leave it to Alex Jones and the InfoWars Council, because honestly, who would work for them? Who would represent them? You'd have to be crazy. But leave it to them to come up with a crazy conspiracy to go along with it. Now, some of them did respond to these allegations. In a statement, Randazza told the Daily Beast that other utterly terrible lawyers who have worked for InfoWars are trying to distract from their own mistakes. Quote, the revolving cast of lawyers at InfoWars has included some outstanding lawyers who are confident in their own abilities. It has also included some utterly terrible lawyers who have made some of the dumbest moves I have ever seen. If they were that bad, why would you hire them? Honestly, it doesn't make any sense. He added, those in the latter camp seem to be interested in deflecting attention from their incompetence onto the competent lawyers who compete with them. Don't they hire all the best people? Honestly? I mean, I thought the right wing, I thought they understood how to run businesses. I thought they understood how to find talent. They find the best people, the greatest people, the most tremendous people. Apparently, no, they find the worst people, the most incompetent people, and they give them jobs. Ridiculous. All right, there's more. Reeves, who also stepped down from representing Jones before the deposition, had also defended his work, saying, quote, I am confident that nothing I did or did not do during my time representing InfoWars constitutes any sort of malpractice. Notice, he wasn't talking about malpractice. They're talking about being a crappy lawyer. Any suggestion to the contrary is really nothing more than an attempt by other counsel to deflect from their own mistakes. You know what's missing here? Facts. I know. Now, the fact is, Alex Jones didn't have a case. Alex Jones clearly defamed the Sandy Hook families. I don't know if any lawyer would actually have been able to save him from that. I mean, there is hours and hours of video evidence of him saying the most horrible things about the Sandy Hook families. I mean, even, again, calling it a hoax, an excuse to come and take your guns, again, false flag, there's crisis actors, mocking the families when they were, videos of them crying. Again, all this disgusting stuff that is easily viewable. It is all on the internet. And yes, it's on the internet, and guess what? Also, it's in the courtroom. Being used... that was going to be used against Jones. So, I mean, come on. And again, they didn't even go to trial. This was a default judgment against Alex Jones because Jones refused to turn over discovery materials. Because he never had a case. Never had a case. He did it. He did it. And again, there's so much evidence. I've shown you so many videos on this program alone of Jones saying these terrible things, which caused real harm to these families, not just emotional. But one of these families had to move, 6 times? Because you had unhinged Alex Jones fans that were constantly stalking these people, harassing them, attacking them. So, come on. Not even Johnny Cochran could have won this one. Not even the Chewbacca defense. Wouldn't have worked. Clear cut. And so, I think, to me, it seems pretty evident that this was going to happen, that his legal defense was just going to absolutely fall apart. And I didn't quite see his lawyers turning on each other, and then him turning on his own lawyers. That was interesting. But obviously, they're in a panic because Alex Jones, he's going to lose a lot of money. And if Alex Jones and InfoWars lose all their money, well, who's going to pay the lawyers?